There is none. None. Do we want to change the world because I want to justify myself? No, because I believe with all my heart my grandson and their grandson and their children are not going to be destroyed by the hate and the violence of this world because of the integrity of their grandpa who stood up and said, no more. I had enough. And I ain't going to stand it anymore. And if you want to kill and destroy us, go ahead, because there's no hope. If we sit back and do nothing, none. None. Goes on to say, we know that our old self was crucified with him in order that the body of sin might be brought to nothing, so that we would no longer be enslaved to sin. Oh, glory be to God, we are going to die one day. And we won't be a slave to sin any longer. We won't be a slave to hate any longer. We won't be a slave to murder and war and violence any longer. We'll be dead. Right? Great debate started one day. And there's two guys. Right? And everybody wanted to know how to gain peace in our lives. One guy says, I got the power to see peace. The other guy says, well, I got the power to live in peace. I don't want to just see it, I want to live in it. I don't want to just gaze upon it, look upon it, I want to be a part of it. Right? Jesus asked them the question, hey, which one of you guys is going to lose your own soul to gain the whole world? What good would that do you? What will that profit you? And then the one guy was standing there strong, and the other guy sitting there on his knees. And the other guy standing there goes and cuts down the man on his knees. And all the world and everybody gathered in the debate looked right at that guy laying there dead on the ground and said, he won the debate. And a great voice from heaven yelled down to the men, this is the one in whom I love, because he lives in peace. Right? Do you sure you want to see it? It is the power to see peace so great that you're willing to destroy your neighbor to obtain it. But God says this is the one they pierced, the one they destroyed, the one that died. It's the one I love, because he lives in peace. He's resting with me. See? Resting with me. And that's where we need to be today. Have our faith in the unseen, in what's to come, what's to come. Jesus Christ is coming. It says there in the Bible, hey, he's going to come, he's going to return on the clouds. What's those clouds? The cloud of witnesses. Your witness. The cloud of testimonies. Your testimony. One sows and the other reaps. And everyone who believes in Jesus Christ has this life living in them. For God so loved the world. Not man. Not religion. God, the maker of all things, so loved the world. He gave his son. So that the world might live. God placed Adam in the garden on earth. It says cultivate the land so that the world might live. God loved the world so much. He gave this one and only son. And everyone who believes in that, in Jesus, has this life living in them. And they will not be condemned. For God did not make this world, nor gave his Son to this world to condemn it, but that it may be saved. That it may be saved. He says, we know that the Christ being raised from the dead will never die again. Death no longer has dominion over him. For the death he died to sin once for all. But the life he lives to God. So you also must consider yourselves dead to sin and alive to God in Christ Jesus. Let sin, therefore, reign in your mortal bodies. Let sin not reign in your mortal bodies, to make you obey its passion. Do not present your members to sin as instruments of unrighteousness, but present yourselves to God as those who have been brought from death to life, and your members to God as instruments of righteousness. For sin will have no dominion over you, since you are not under the law, but under grace. Now let's go to chapter 22 of the book of Revelations, where we started our study. And it says, the angel then showed me a river of life-giving water, crystal clear. This stuff was crystal clear. Which issued from the throne of God and of the Lamb, and flowed down the middle of the streets. On either side of the river grew the trees of life, which produced fruit 12 times a year, each one for a month, once a month. Their leaves served as medicine for the nations. Nothing deserving a curse shall be found there. The throne of God and the Lamb shall be there, and his servants shall serve him faithfully. They shall see him face to face, and bear his name on their foreheads. The night shall be no more. The darkness shall be no more. Murder, death, has no dominion, has no power over us. But only God's grace and mercy has dominion and power over us. And there's no law against grace, mercy, and love. Where is this seen? Through the testimony of the faithful witnesses of God's grace and mercy living in them. Jesus Christ, who cries out, Abba, Father. Didn't you know? The same Spirit that rose Jesus from the dead lives in you today. The two witnesses. My lying dead body and the Spirit of the grace of the living God that's going to give me life, deliverance from this lying dead body. Can we put our faith in that? Can we believe that? I don't know. It takes a lifetime to wrap our mind around it. But that's what God said. I'm going to write my name around your forehead. It's going to take a lifetime to get it all on, but you will get it. And that's my promise, says the Lord our God. See you next time.